even tried his page as well.
I'm on.
Does anybody have any suggestions?
Hello, welcome to. I usually say Foster Talk with Dr. John, but it's a little bit different. This is the Advanced Foster Care Advanced Foster Care Topics Virtual Summit, and I'm so glad to be with you tonight. I'm Dr. John DeGarmo, leading foster care expert, founder and director of the Foster Care Institute, and I'm glad that you are here with us tonight. Thank you for joining us. So, usually on Tuesday nights I have this question and answer session, and hopefully you've been part of it. But if you haven't, well, it's a little bit different tonight. Tonight we're on the Advanced Foster Cares page, and we are here for you. It says test run right there, but hey, we're here for you live. So we're answering your questions. Now, hopefully, you've been able to watch the presentation that I delivered earlier this morning, Positive Parenting Solutions. Um, but before we go into that, I want to say, what a fantastic conference this has been all week long. We've had some amazing speakers all week long, and I'm so honored to be part of it. In fact, I'm honored to have been. Hey, glad to see you here, Cheryl. Thank you, Cheryl. Good to see you here. So glad that these people were able to join us. We've had some amazing speakers, some outstanding presentations, and hopefully you have been learning a whole lot during this week. This free virtual conference for you. You know, foster parenting it's a challenging time right now, to be sure. Switch from test to live. Well, I don't know how to do that. Shalene says switch from test to live. Test to live. Well, it says I'm live right there, Shalina. Yeah, it says I'm live right now. Yeah, just want to make sure that we're on here. Do I have any comments here? Oh, good, glad to see you. Okay, hey, Danny, good to see you. Thank you so much. So yeah, a little bit technical difficulties here, but we're going on. So foster parenting is really having a struggling time right now. You know, after it's coming out of what we did for these children in COVID, and what I think we did for these children in COVID has been, well, I've said it over and over again. I'm far more concerned. In fact, I was far more concerned in 2020, and I'm even more so now. Far more concerned about the mental health aspects, the mental health dangers we place these children in than I am of any virus, than I'm of any virus. Because we know the survival rate for these children from COVID is incredibly strong, 99.3% survival rate. But what it's done for these children mentally, the mental health aspects are astronomical. We've seen a rise in teenage suicide. We've seen a rise in teenage depression, isolation, obesity, addictions. All of this is because of what we've done to these children. So, and foster parents are really struggling through this. Caseworkers are really struggling through this. This is a very, very hard time for foster care in general. And as I travel the country working with, working still under test run, well, I don't know how to change that. Says some people say I'm live, some say I'm doing test run. I don't know how to change that. So, hey, Barbara, glad to see you here tonight. Thank you for joining us. Cheryl, glad to see you here as well. Yeah, so foster care is really struggling right now, and foster parents are having a difficult time. So that's why this week is so important. That's why this week is so important. So we can come together as foster parents during this virtual conference and learn some very, very valuable skills, learn some important information, so we can um, carry forth as we care for these children who are really struggling during this time. During this time. So I'm hoping that each of you is learning a whole lot during this week. And you know what's very important is very valuable for you is this: you can take what you've learned this week and not only incorporate into your with your children you're parenting from foster care, but your own children. We're learning a lot of great lessons throughout this week that apply to parenting for adoption, parenting for kinship, parenting for children in foster care, parenting for your biological children. And that's one of the beauties of this week-long seminar. And of course, there are the certificates as well, so you're getting some valuable CEUs as well. So what a fantastic week. And I'm hoping that you're taking advantage of this week by doing as many sessions as you're able to do. As many sessions. And you know, one of the things we talked about when we were putting this conference together, one of the things we talked about was, do we do the sessions live or do we do the sessions pre-recorded? And we came to the conclusion that pre-recorded would probably be best because we're all busy. We're all busy. You know, I would not have been able to jump on any conferences this morning or any this week because I've been volunteering at my community's vacation Bible school in my town. And and if I was last week, I was doing a lot of training across the country. And you're like that as well. We have jobs, we have volunteer programs, we have our own children we're caring for, other responsibilities. So that's why we decided to have these sessions pre-recorded, so you get the email every morning from us, and then anytime throughout the day you can watch those webinars, or you can go back through the week and watch this. For example, if you missed Positive Parenting Solutions today, you can watch it tomorrow. If you missed one of Danny Van's presentations, I believe it was yesterday, then you can watch it later tonight. That's one of the beauties of this conference that many conferences don't allow. So we're really excited about that. So hopefully you're taking a lot of, you're able to watch all of these programs. So if you have any questions whatsoever, bring those questions on. I'm going to be here for a little bit to answer your questions that you might be struggling with. And you know what? As a foster parent myself, with 60 plus kids, let me tell you, I have struggled a lot myself. I have struggled a lot myself as a foster parent. It's the hardest thing I've done. Yes, it is by far the most rewarding thing I've done, but it is the hardest thing I have done. Um, but every child's going to be a better person in some way, in better way. So I'm really grateful for every opportunity these children have come through my home. Okay, so let's see if we can get some of your questions here. I'm going to scroll down here and see what you have. Yeah, I'm not sure how to do that there. Okay, so let's see. I'm scrolling down here. Let's see if you're live. Happy to see you. Thank you, Cheryl. Um, we need your strong voice for optimism for the foster care world. Thank you for speaking yourself. With my pleasure. Do you cry often? Oh my gosh, how often do I not cry? I cry all the time. My wife, I had this running joke when I speak at conferences that my wife cannot take me to any movie that has the name Nicholas Sparks attached to it, because I'm going to start weeping. I'm going to start weeping as soon as the credits begin. My good friend Jen Lilly, Hallmark actress, GAC films, lots of romance films. I can't watch them because I'm going to start crying. You see my large library in the back there. They're mainly books, and I got books over here as well, and over there, wall to wall. If you were to see this room here, you'd see a lot more books. It's just a small selection. And most of the books are escapism for me. A lot of history, a lot of poetry, a lot of science fiction, lots of fantasy, lots of gardening books, lots of religion books, but none of them make me cry. People often say, "Hey, did you read this foster care book, or did you see this foster care movie?" No, I really don't. I read my own books that I've read about foster care, but I really don't read many others because I cry so much. Because I've become such an emotional cripple, if you will, from caring for so many children in my home. Yes, you seem to care so much, but always seem so strong and positive. How do you do it? Thank you for asking, Cheryl. Appreciate that question. A lot of prayer. Hey, Wanda, good to see you. A lot of prayer. Cheryl, earlier tonight, after I came home from Vacation Bible School, I was working in my garden a little bit, spending some time in my garden. For me, that's very therapeutical. That's very therapeutical. It keeps me positive, keeps me strong. Every morning, I spend time in prayer and in devotion, reading a lot of devotions, and do the same thing at night as well. And I always try to and give positive comments to other people as well, which seems to help me. You live such an action-packed life. Do you have your schedule around somewhere? Yeah, Cheryl, right, right there. And a funny thing, you mentioned it right here. Yes, my schedule's right there. You live foster care. You need an escape avenue. We all need variety. Yes, Danny, that's so true, and that's why my gardening is my escapism. If you're over here, look at my library over there. Let's see if we can see it from here. Let me go up the page there. If you look over here, oh, you don't see it. Okay, well, maybe it's just over here a little bit. You're getting a little. You look over here. These are all movies and books about movies. I'm a connoisseur of classic cinema, but classic cinema is in classic sci-fi and classic horror from 1930s to the 1950s. To me, it's escapism. It allows me to escape into something so I'm not dwelling on things. I also have a lot of you can see over there, right there. Those are all from my past as a child. Comic books, yeah, comic books. Again, that's another form of escapism for me because it allows me to escape and to relax. How do you prepare your children for new fosters? Well, my children, my wife and I talk about it with kids a lot. We share some of the children's stories that are going through our homes. Um, And they've been doing this for so long. It's really their norm. My kids' norms. It's their normal lifestyle. What do you suggest for people who experience fatigue when dealing with the foster care system? There are many wonderful social workers, but also many who are not educated in true life experience with our kids and teens. Compassion fatigue, secondary traumatic stress is very, very real. Thank you for asking, Barbara. Very, very real thing. And that's self care. Self care is so important. It's so important. So you do not get burned out. You do not get overwhelmed with stress. You do not suffer from grief and loss. So self care is important. A support group is also very, very important. Healthy diets are important. Exercise. Some people do journaling. My wife does journaling. I don't. I do exercise through the garden. I try to do as much self care as I can, and I try to keep a healthy diet. And I also have my own support group as well. But that just makes the rest of us feel bad. We don't even have time to do as much advocacy as you, let alone read and watch movies. Well, Cheryl, one of the things that I'm fortunate is to be is I'm on a different um, clock than you. I'm on the 32-hour day. Are you not on the 32-hour day, Cheryl? I'm on the 32-hour day. People often say, "How do you get all this stuff done?" I'm on the 32-hour day. I don't know how I do it. I make it happen. My wife and I often say we make it happen. Um, Great. I appreciate the comment there, Cheryl. Thank you so much for that. Who else? Hey, again, if you're watching this live or if you're watching it later on, I want to say make sure you check out all of the fantastic speakers and not only their presentations. Go to their websites, visit their websites, check them out on social media, purchase their books. If you're an agency, by all means, book them to speak at your next event. These are great presenters. They've got fantastic information. Many of them have lived experiences that I don't have. Many of them been through the system themselves, so they are able to give a completely different type um, of viewpoint, if you will, than myself. When will your movie be released? Well, it's not my movie, Cheryl, but I'm actually going to be. Well, which movie are you talking about? Which movie are you talking about? There is a movie I'm in called. Um, oh goodness gracious me, what is it called? I was just talking to the producer yesterday. I'm going to be at a film festival in Orlando, July 10th, for this film, and I need to know what it's called. Silly goose me. I'm sorry, it's terrible. It's about Bobby Wilson. Check out Bobby Wilson's story. Bobby Wilson is the son of. It's called The Last Teardrop. I think it's called The Last Teardrop. It's about Bobby Wilson. Bobby Wilson's father is the famous entertainer Jackie Wilson. You may have heard Jackie Wilson. You know his songs. Let me tell you, you know his songs. Well, Bobby grew up in foster care, and we're doing there's a movie about Bobby Wilson. He's a great performer, and I was interviewed for much of the movie, so I'm going to be going down to Orlando about this movie. So that's one of the movies there. You really make a huge difference in the social stigma of being a foster kid. Appreciate it. Thank you, Cheryl. Appreciate that. You're very kind. Shalina says, right, Cheryl, we're happy for you, Dr. DeGarmo. Kevin Sorbo is an amazing actor and seemed really down to earth. Oh yeah, that movie. That movie was Chosen. Well, that's being revamped right now. They're gonna re-release it. They're gonna be really release that. And you know what? I've just got a cameo in that movie. It's just they see me walk by. One of the actors walks by, and there I happen to be against the wall. I just happen to be promoting the movie, doing some PR for the film, and consulting for the film, more of a consultant. But check out The Last Teardrop. They got a great Facebook page there about it as well, and about Bobby Wilson, who a former foster kiddo, who's now doing a lot of singing in Vegas. Great singer. So again, if you are an agency, these are the people that you want to hire next. After I've come and spoken at your events, there are some great speakers here on this conference. So seek them out, follow them on Facebook, check out their websites, purchase their books. They're going to bring some amazing presentations to you, and I highly endorse every one of them. Okay, hey, we're about done here because my tummy is telling me it's time for me to go eat. So if we have any more comments, I'll be happy to put them in. Happy to address them real fast. If anybody else wants to say anything else real quick. Um, okay, so hey, this is Dr. John DeGarmo, founder and director of the Foster Care Institute with the Advanced Foster Care Topics Virtual Conference. I hope you checked out my presentation, Positive Parenting Solutions. I want to give a big shout out to Danny Van and Shalina Michelle Tate. They have been instrumental in organizing this virtual conference. In fact, when you the emails, they are from the two of them. Barbara, I thank you, Barbara. Wanda says, incredible the way you brought in so many people together with foster care. Thank you for all you do. Hey, Wanda, thank you. Thank you. I can't, I'm really enjoying getting to know your work, Wanda. You're doing some great stuff there. All right. Hey, everybody. If you watched it live, thank you for joining us. If you watched it pre-recorded, hey, glad you joined us tonight. And make sure you appear here tomorrow night, Thursday night, right here, 8 p.m. live for some more live presentations. Check your email tomorrow morning. Check your email Friday morning for some other fantastic presentations. All right. For the Advanced Foster Care Topics Virtual Conference and for the Foster Care Institute, I'm Dr. John DeGarmo. Thank you so much.